and welcome back to my channel, where our motto here is we're about that breaking cycles life. Now for today's encouragement, it will be coming from a book in the Bible that I believe is the most loved, or if not the most, I would say loved by 99.99999% of the Christian world. Yes, you guessed it right, it is the book of Psalms, and it will be coming from a chapter that I truly love, and that chapter is chapter 37. And for today's encouragement, it will be coming from verse 4. Now let's get our Bibles and let's read together. I'll be reading again from the New King James Version, and it says, "Delight yourself also in the Lord, and he shall give you the desires of your heart." Now when you hear that, you get excited, don't you? Me too, don't worry. Yeah. So when you hear that, it's like, oh, if I love God, if I do everything that he says, then he shall give me the desires of my heart. Let's calm down a bit. Let's realize that it's not scratch my back and I'll scratch yours. And it's not that. It's not a contract with God. It's, let me use this analogy. So you know, you have your friend, let's use your best friend, and this girl, she knows you inside and out because you have been friends for years upon years. And whenever, like, let's say you make a comment to be like, oh, you know, I'd really like this book. Like, I see this book and like, oh my gosh, I need this book, but I don't have the money right now. What would a best friend do? If she's able to provide for herself or to gift you something, what would be your gift on your next birthday? Wouldn't it be that book? I'm pretty sure, because usually a friend would take note of those details and they would surprise you. I know that would happen because I have friends like that, and I would do the same. So that's basically the essence of this verse. And how would this person know to take note of such a small, menial comment that you guys are probably like in the bookstore and be like, wow, I like this, and then you see on your birthday you have the very same thing that you made a comment on? It's because you have grown together, right? You have built a friendship so that you guys know each other inside and out, that she feels comfortable knowing that this comment that Shanique made is one to say, oh, maybe I should look into this sentence or this comment that was made and pick the small gift that I can probably gift her, that I know it's the thought that counts, right? So basically it's the same thing with God. After you've baptized, after you started growing in Christ, you guys start building a friendship together, you start loving God more, you realize, oh, God sees the small things that we desire in life, and the great things too, but even just the small things, like, oh, you know, I would appreciate some, let's say, a chocolate ice cream. Then you see someone come around the corner, you're like, oh, hey, you want this chocolate ice cream? It's as simple as that. I know I'm making it extra simple, but it really is as simple as that. And let me give you an example of such an occurrence with me. So ever since I was back in Jamaica, currently I'm in China, and ever since growing up, I would always on a music day or whenever I hear the piano playing, this would be my fingers. Literally, I remember doing that for years upon years, but I never really took note of it because I just thought, okay, I think that's normal for people to do. But actually, it was a desire of mine that when I did come to China in 2017, it was actually 2018, the second semester of that academic year, when I was over a student's house and I saw a piano. And I was like, wow, a piano! This is so sweet. And the parents were like, okay, go and I'll be back. They went somewhere, I don't remember, but they left me in the house. And then I was just playing around with it, and then I remembered the song from Sound of Music, do a deer, a female deer, and I was just playing around on it with my one hand, and I started to play the song. And when they returned, they were like, what were you up to? So I said, I started to play this song. Is not necessarily perfect, of course, because I've never had piano lessons in my life. And she was like, okay, let me hear. So I did it with, of course, you know, the staggered playing. And then she was like, you did that with not looking at any notes or anything? I'm like, Yeah, I just listened to the song, as in I played the song in my head, and I was like, da, 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 da. And I played the melody of the song, and she was like, wow, that's a gift. And I was like, oh, yeah, that probably is a gift. And it was then that I was like, oh, that's why I've always been doing this, because I've actually had a desire to learn the piano. But of course, I wasn't able to learn it at the time. And then I just found myself in the music room every day since. And it was building, I used the YouTube at first to try and get the basics of it, but I wasn't really good in terms of of course, you're not going to get good by just YouTube alone. You need to just practice. Well, for me, I should say, kudos to those who use YouTube and you become experts. But for me, I was using it, and okay, I got some basics, but I'm a person that sometimes with certain things in my life, I need a push, right? I need that external force to push me, a teacher. And knowing, if you know who I am, I'm not afraid to ask for things. I'm not. I just always believe that the worst you can tell me is no, and then I move on. There will be a yes somewhere else. That's the worst you can ever tell me is a no, and I keep it moving, right? So when I came back to that school in 2018, first semester of 2018-2019 academic year, I saw a music teacher, and I just saw him, and I stopped him, and I was like, can you teach me the piano? He's like, okay. And I was like, whoa, okay. And I thought, is he going to charge me? Because Womeochien means I don't have any money. And he's like, no, it's free. I'm like, oh, why, thank you. And it's just that small thing that God provided a music teacher for me to help me with the piano. I'm still not an expert. I still need a lot of practicing, because I had left my teacher after that academic year. I moved to another city, which I'm currently at right now in China. So it's just those small things that you never really knew that was as such a desire. And you see, God was listening. God was listening to my heart. He knew what I truly desired, and he just made the way for me to learn it. And in learning that 1 year of learning piano, I was like, wow, I really like this instrument. I really love this instrument, and I really, really, really want to learn it. But I kind of fell off because life got the best of me, and I don't have that teacher anymore to push me. But guys, pray for me. I should get back to my piano. It's literally right there. I should go and practice. I look at it every day and I'm like, yeah, I should practice. Pray for me. But yes, guys, when we delight ourselves in God, He will give you the desires of your heart. It can be something simple as me wanting to learn the piano, or it could be something great as a house or a car. And it may not be the car that we necessarily want, but He did fulfill the desire to give you something that can move you from A to B, right? Yes, so we should also be humble and thankful for whatever God gives us, because once it's according to His will, guys, He will grant it and it shall come to pass. And we will know this, we will appreciate this more once we delight ourselves in Him, and the desires that we have, He will definitely bring it to pass. So that is our encouragement for today. Build your friendship with God and watch Him work for you, even in the smallest things, as getting you a piano teacher. Okay, bye guys, and have a great day.